This fucking sucks. Not exactly how I want to start a video, but I don't really have a choice. It's 10:30 p.m. I have been in this hospital since, oh gosh, about 1:30. And, oh boy. Yes, I have an IV in, but nothing's going through it. I was at the gym today doing an exercise that I am not going to share because I don't want to scare people away from this particular exercise, because a freak injury befell me, and I don't want anybody to think that this exercise causes this injury. Just a freak knee injury. My right knee is very swollen. There was a big pop. I was afraid that the ACL was all sorts of messed up and that I would need surgery. And then I got to the ER and had some imaging taken, and it looked like the patella was dislocated, which, you know, if it's one or the other, I would prefer the dislocated patella. It seemed to have put itself back where it needed to go over the course of time in the ER. I had some x-rays, a CT scan. Didn't show much by way of soft tissue damage, but as I sit right now, I am not long out of an MRI, probably an hour and a half outside getting the MRI done. It looks like on the CT read, they were worried about a quadriceps muscle tear. Just looking at my leg right now, I can see that there's not a big rolled up muscle kind of towards my hip where the quadriceps would start. So I'm convinced that it's not a full tear, but you know, I haven't seen the imaging, and you know, I'm not an orthopedic surgeon either, so I'll kind of leave it in their hands when they take a look at it. That being said, the amount of swelling in my knee is extraordinary, and I am not really able to use my right leg for anything much. I can, you know, wiggle my toes. I can still feel everything. Nothing is like super painful. I did have to take some Tylenol because the pressure was building in my knee. I have a ice pack on it now and some Tylenol in my body, and I feel more or less okay. Going to the bathroom is tough because I can't really use that leg, and it's not really like getting, you know, using the crutches and going to the bathroom. That's the easy part. It's getting out of the bed and getting back into the bed that requires assistance. So I have my friend Mr. Urinal to the side. Hopefully I don't have to use it. It's been a hell of a day. Kyrie went up to work for the week yesterday, so if I can't sleep all night, at least I have, you know, a friend who's awake. My parents just so happen to be at my house. Yeah, they're still there. They're taking care of the dogs. The dogs are doing fine. Kind of sucks, but one of those freak things that just happened, and I'll be honest, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about how, you know, how useful or useless I can be at home. I'm nervous about how, you know, I'm nervous about if I need, you know, if I'm gonna need surgery. I'm hoping no, yes or no, it doesn't really matter, because seems like I'm gonna be kind of useless for, I would say, probably at least a couple weeks. When I was in the emergency room, I, you know, was sitting at the edge of the bed, about to go to the bathroom, and the ER resident, who was super nice, asked me if I could, you know, try to extend my leg, and I could not, like, at all. So hard to say if that's just because of, you know, the injury and the swelling, or the injury itself. Being nervous doesn't help anything. Freaking out doesn't help anything. So it's just the next challenge. It's a different challenge, and you can either kind of roll over and take it, or you can see it, acknowledge it, and beat it. So I choose the latter, but I can't do that without a good night's sleep, and it's 10:30. It's well past my bedtime. I'll keep you posted as I know stuff. Before I update you on the condition, the following morning, Kyrie came down after work, and she's been laughing at me since she got here. The first thing she laughed at me about was looking at me in the hospital bed and comparing it and contrasting it to her normal hospital patient. And we are different people. But now she wants to take a picture of me and laughing at me because I look so pathetic. So, thank you, sweetheart.
Ready?
What's funny?
You look crazy. Wait, you gotta look at this. Disturbed. Oh, it's in their video. You're like...
I was just trying to figure out what you were doing. For the record, the last pain med I had was Tylenol at 7. And it's 9:30, so there's that.
Okay.
So she's just gonna stay here and laugh at me for a while.
I gotta go. I'm getting so tired, I'm laughing.
I don't know if I've already gone over this, but I'm not on like pain meds to knock me out, but it's just, I'm very hungry, I'm tired, and I forgot. So I have a complete tear on my right quadriceps tendon, and I am going for surgery within the next hour or two. I will, I guess see you on the other side. I'm hopeful I get to go home tomorrow. There's been a lot of outpouring of support on social media, and I've been very grateful for that. And that, with my family being supportive, has been helpful. And lots of my friends too, much of them too. Yeah. Today I managed to work with physical therapy. Before that, I got up to do my chlorhexidine bath thing, and I stood up and I got really nauseated really fast. I got like cold sweat, turned white, didn't puke, wasn't in pain, wasn't lightheaded, just all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't feel good. So that happened. But then I worked with physical therapy a few hours later, and I was fine on the crutches and kind of hobbling throughout the halls. I had the chaplain come in just to wish me good health. I had the case manager come in and try to get stuff organized. Let's see, a medical student is somehow working with both the PA from ortho and the internal medicine team that admitted me. So I saw him a couple times. The IM team is like, I mean, you have an ortho issue. Cool. Which I would have done the same thing, probably. It's just funny how sometimes how this hospital systems work. I anticipate I'll be going down for surgery soon, and I'm gonna take a nap before that happens because I'm exhausted. So the nerve block wore off. I'm okay enough to put this on camera, but we are not in good shape. Oh, okay. Okay. I've had some pain meds, but I think it's catching up. Oh, it's catching up. Whoa, okay. Note to self, if this ever happens again, make sure the pain meds are scheduled, even though I don't think I need it.
Very good. How does it feel on the walker? You're able to distribute more weight into your arms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna make it more efficient. Yeah, so we'll sit in the chair because PT is gonna later. And then as long as this one touches the chair, this one you can leave it in front because it needs to stay extended. Yes, like that. Armrest.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult at home without arms.
And then
I can't believe it's already post-op day 5. Oh God. Time just kind of flies when you're not having fun, I guess. The first night back was horrible.
We're on the way home from the hospital. Mikey's in a lot of pain today.
What do you do?
Yeah.
I couldn't find a comfortable position. I couldn't really do anything by myself. Every time I had to get up and go to the bathroom, like Kiri had to help me. And of course I have to shovel the dogs out of the way. But the nice part about that is all of the dogs were in our bedroom and they were all happy. So silver lining that came out of this is now that it's been a while, Bruin and Bergie are like actually chill. I wish I recorded it, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't, but I really appreciate being in the moment. But they actually played together for the first time in over a year, and I was laughing so hard I was crying, so that's always a step in the right direction. But first night was terrible. I couldn't really do much of anything. Second night started to get better, and it was at that point that I thought, I don't know that I need these prescription pain killers. And that was the last night I think that I had them, was the second night after surgery. Yeah. So Saturday night, I think that was. And ever since then, it's just been largely progressively better. I still have, the walker and the crutches and the little grabber thing to help me put my pants on because I can't reach all the way down there because my leg is still fixed in a extended position. And
probably more information than you needed. And I still have this little device that helps me like move my leg from like down on the ground to up on the bed. But other than that, I'm doing a lot better. Pain pills at the moment are not like 4 hours apart alternating between ibuprofen and acetaminophen like they would be if I would really need them, right? It's more like I'm alternating them, but I'm taking like 3 doses of something per day. And, you know, sometimes it's, you know, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, acetaminophen. Sometimes it's ibuprofen, acetaminophen, ibuprofen. It just kind of depends on where I fall on that day. Yesterday, I realized that now that I have some confidence that I can like actually ambulate a little bit, I can kind of actually ambulate a little bit. It's not pretty, but I can do it. Standing, not really a problem. And I can even like kind of hobble towards you. Of course, I discovered that mere seconds after I ordered this thing for the front of my walker that I could like put stuff in, because the biggest issue wasn't really getting around. It wasn't really carrying stuff. It was doing them both at the same time, right? Because both of my hands are like one's on each crutch or both hands are on the walker. Like, how do I carry stuff? I need somebody to carry stuff for me. And that wasn't flying. So I bought, it was like $10, and not 5 minutes later, I realized I can kind of hobble and do this just fine. So I immediately returned it. So $10 saved. It's going to be a long road to recovery. The guesses on Dr. Google say between 3 and 6 months before I am able to comfortably do my day-to-day activities without any sort of hiccup, and about 12 months before I'm around as strong as I was when I heard the damn thing. So probably around next September, next October, I will be a little bit weaker than I was a week ago, which is not ideal. But I'm lucky enough to have a home gym. Well, I'm very lucky enough to have a home gym, but it's not in like a whole gym. It's just like a squat rack and a bar and a bench. So better than most. I'm lucky enough to have that. I'm lucky enough to have like more support than a guy can ask for. And so, you know, I'm not happy with what happened, but I'm very comfortable in my current circumstances. The last question is, you know, what happens next? There's always something in the back of my mind saying, you know, is it going to be, do I just like devolve into this person that I used to be, you know, 15 years ago, where, you know, I didn't really care about anything, I didn't pay any attention? Or have I kind of grown out of that and, listen, I've killed that guy once before, maybe I'll do it again like this time, but in a different way. And I think the latter is what's actually happening. I can't really focus on weightlifting. Don't really have a right leg. But instead what I can focus on is the things that support weightlifting. Things like making sure my diet is like dialed and absolutely in tune, making sure my sleep habits are far better than they used to be, making sure my mind and my ability to be productive with, you know, making money for the family is as good as it possibly can be. So a lot of that stuff ties into, you know, taking on new clients really for the first time as a trainer and not just new patients as a doctor. So that is gonna get started hopefully sometime soon. But it was a long 5 days. It was a very painful 5 days. The morning that nerve block wore off was a lot. But as of recording this, I feel pretty good. I feel optimistic. I feel optimistic about not only the recovery process, but also about how my mind will come out the other side, I guess. So I guess it remains to be seen, but now I'm glad that I can actually, you know, carry stuff and hobble around. So I was thinking, how am I gonna record stuff if I can't walk? But not a problem, because I can hobble now. Enough from me. Thanks for watching. See you next one.